Hello, everybody. Welcome at the webinar. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Veronica, and I will be your moderator today. And I have two very cool hosts today, and they're going to introduce themselves. But first, before introducing anybody, I'd love to say hello to you and make sure that you're going to use our chat. Your chat is on your right side on the screen, and you can type their messages and question, and we're going to communicate and interact with you a little bit. So right now, please just try to type their greetings, hello from where you are, something, so we know that you are there and you are with us. So please use the chat to say hello. And right now, I'm going to ask my host to introduce themselves and say a little bit about in Hungarian.
Hello mindenkinek! Üdvözlöm Önöket a RoboTell által megszervezett webináron. Az Alex Filmbutor Kft. Foglalkozik ezen termékkel, és szeretnénk, hogyha önök is megismernék, illetve június 30-ig ezután díjmentesen kipróbálhatják. Remélem, hogy tetszeni fog, és ha bármiben tudunk segíteni, és kérdésük van, akkor hozzánk is bátran fordulhatnak. Mindenkinek jó egészséget kívánok, és remélem, hogy tetszeni fog ez a mai kis webinár önöknek. Minden jót!
Thank you very much. So it was a beautiful start. My host is going to be here all the time, and he's going to be on a chat as well. So please use the chat. I can see all your messages and greetings. We're going to show you something here with Fabian, and if you have a question, you can write it here in English or even in Hungarian, but I do not understand Hungarian, so we're going to ask our colleague to just translate the question. So you can ask question, communicate with us a little bit, and I'm going to ask your questions to our main host, Fabian. So first, please start to use a chat and write us. First question for you is, what language are you teaching? I am typing it into the chat, so I am active in the chat as well. Okay, so Fabian is our main host, and he's going to tell us about the language learning and distant language learning in this very strange area when everything is turbulent and changing. Hello, Fabian. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, good afternoon to Budapest and Brno. That's where you are, Veronica. I'm Fabian. I'm the Director of Teacher Support and Educational Technology here at RoboTell, and I'm delighted to be here and show you a little bit about our digital language teaching platform, SmartClass Plus, as well as our English curriculum that is designed and developed by teachers for teachers. So welcome again. Jónapot Hogyan. I think that's a little bit of my Hungarian that I know.
Oh my God, you're bilingual. Oh my God, I even forget to talk English. So everybody, you can upload Fabian into the chat at least a little bit. Please use the chat to be interactive with us. I'd love to ask, use your question to ask Fabian. But first, we're gonna I'm having a few questions for you, Fabian, and this is about RoboTell company. What is your background? What is your connection with RoboTell?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was actually a foreign language teacher for 11 years. I taught English and German, and about 1.5 years ago, I started working for RoboTell. And what got me intrigued is the fact to see how many of friends or colleagues of mine used RoboTell, and they really transformed the way they taught, the way they were teaching with technology, and then also how it transformed the way students learned foreign languages. And when I started at the end of 2018, I was really learning more about the platform, and what we've done over the last year and a half is really incredible. The platform has really propelled to be a full curriculum and platform together, a full complete solution for language teachers, where really the idea is that students interactively practice the language, which then ultimately results in language growth and long-term language acquisition and retention. We are a Canadian-based company. We operate mainly out of Montreal, Canada, so we are a French-speaking company. I do live in the US. We do have a subsidiary in the US where all the content is created. The technology is created in Canada. We've been in the business for over 35 years, and over 10,000 installations have been deployed in more than 89 countries over the years.
Thank you, Fabian, a lot for this short introduction. And you know, guys, here we are all language teachers. I am a language teacher as well. I am teaching English. As I can see from your pool, you just voted one. You just tell me that all of you are teaching English. If you are just teaching different language than English, just write it to the chat so we know, because we're going to show you right now how the teaching can look like. The issue right now these days is how to communicate with students when they are at home, how to send them assignments, how to grade them, and how to avoid these terrible long emails and these time-consuming hours spending over the administrative and classroom management. Fabian, can you show us something from the learning point of view, so from the student point of view?
Sure, absolutely. And Veronica, you're right. These days, it's very difficult to connect with the students because we're all in different physical locations. Teachers generally teach from home. Students are at home, and how do we continue the learning to maintain or to continue? So with our platform, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'll show you how students actually access through our cloud-based platform the content that you can assign as a teacher. So let me share my screen. There we go. And I'm going to go in as a student. So when a student starts on the app, they're going to log into the hub. This is all something that you'll learn through more video tutorials later on if you choose to try out our platform, but the student would see the activities that I've assigned as a teacher. And really the idea is, as I mentioned before, the active language speaking part. I can assign different type of activities. We have over 20 different templates. And I have structured the content in the sense that my student right now is enrolled in multiple languages. As you can see, English, French, Italian, and German. Since we have a lot of English teachers, I'm going to start out with, let's say, our artificial intelligence activity. Here we use artificial intelligence that promotes the active language part. The students have to be producing the language. And what it does, it's a speech recognition functionality. Our AI is reading the sentence and I'm recording myself. And here's how it works from a student standpoint. Students would listen first.
The Swiss Alps are very impressive.
Okay, if I didn't hear correctly, I'll click again.
The Swiss Alps are very impressive.
And now I have to record myself. The Swiss Alps are very impressive. I'm using my general microphone, but here we get immediate feedback. So what I said is transcribed into writing, and it's right away compared to the original. So I get 100% feedback. I can move on to the next task, and let's say I'm going to make some mistakes. I'll show you a nice function.
The Alps are located in the heart of Europe.
The Alps are in the heart of Europe. So obviously I made a mistake on purpose to demonstrate, oh, okay, there was something incorrect. what we have done is we added this replay function because it encourages the students to actually reflect and go back to listen what was incorrect. So they can re-listen to themselves. So listen.
The Alps are located in the heart of Europe.
So now I know what I did wrong, so I'll try again.
The Alps are located in the heart of Europe.
The Alps are located in the heart of Europe. And again, it's transcribing. So the first one right here, I see again, oh, okay, there's a mistake, so I would have a chance to go back. So this is just one type of exercise that I wanted to show you. It's the AI. We do have
I have a very practical tip with this exercise. To the instruction, you can always write, like, you just keep it like this, yeah. Like, for my students, it is like always like, reach at least 80%. So my students are not disappointed because sometimes it's hard to really reach it. So they like trying to reach at least 80%, and they really practice hard. And I love this about SmartClass HUB, about this platform that provides this kind of pronunciation exercises.
Very good point, Veronica. I think that is very good practical approach to teaching. Another exercise we have is called segmented recording. So the idea is that students get to listen to an audio recording or video recording. In this case, it's audio recording. I do have the image from the previous exercise, so my stimuli can always be the same. But I can also adjust it in terms of what type of exercise I want them to use. So here, they're given questions, and it's a comprehension and listening exercise. And the students can even slow down for the more beginner learners. And then for the more advanced learners, they can make this recording a little bit faster. For the exercise, let's play the original.
Number 1. Would you like to go camping in the summer or fall?
Okay, so these are some exercises that have been created by our content team. I'm just showing you one. What the idea here is, again, that the students produce the language, because think about how many students you have in a classroom and how do you get them to talk all at the same time. Here we have the option for all the students to work individually at their own pace. And what would happen is they record themselves in segments. Here are these little marks. And so it allows students to have some time in between.
Number 1. Would you like to go camping in the summer or fall?
I would like to go camping in the fall.
Number 2. Do you prefer to go on a hike or ride a bike?
I prefer to go biking.
Number 3.
Again, I'm going to stop here just for the demonstration. You can see the students' recording is here. And now I have a chance to even listen back again. The teacher has a chance to see all this. But this is just a visual how the students see the exercise, this type of exercise to promote active language speaking. I have one other exercise I want to show you real quick. This is the word jumble. I like that because it practices sentence order or sequencing or word order. Here again, we have sentences. They are jumbled. I need to put them in the correct order. So I can drag and drop these different parts of the sentence, and I have to put them in the correct order. If I'm done, I'm sending it to the teacher, back to the teacher, and the teacher can then correct. The nice thing about this exercise is also that this is auto-graded. So for our presentation today, I'm just sending it. You saw that I didn't do much with it. But yeah, those are some of our activities that we offer. And I'm going to do one other one in English. This is an open recording. So here we have a video file.
I have a mother, a father, and 2 twin sisters.
In our curriculum, we're following 4 students over the course of the entire curriculum that always come up in video or audio settings. And then the students or your students would respond. Again, the idea is for them to practice actively the language. And I'm just going to record myself real quick to see what it looks like later then from a teacher standpoint. In this video, there were 3 students. One student is Mitchell, and he is a language learner of English and German, and he has 2 siblings that look alike. So I'm done. Obviously, I know this video, so I know what to say. I'm submitting my work, and now it's being sent to the teacher. So for now, you saw 4 different exercise types. That's not all, but I'm going to come back and let Veronica take over again. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Okay, amazing. And our audience start asking already questions. So Mariana is asking if there is more accents than just the American English. And yeah, maybe we can talk about different languages, if you can teach using this platform.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good question. And yes, indeed, our platform supports many languages as well as many dialects or accents. So for English, we have the traditional accents, whether it's Australian English, British English, American English, South African English. For Spanish, we have the different versions, the different dialects of Spanish. There's different support for accents in Arabic. And our platform supports right now over 35 different languages. So that is super exciting. And that counts for the artificial intelligence.
Very good. So the application of the students could be downloaded, and you're going to get the chance today to download that. And you can share your materials and tasks with the students. Some of these tasks like you have seen right now. And right now, I'd love to invite I'd love to show others or ask you to show a little bit the look into the kitchen, how the teacher gets prepared for some kind of this session, you know, like how we are sharing the materials with students, how we are communicating. Actually, what I love, it is a communicating platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, the idea is that you can use the platform inside the classroom or outside the classroom. So initially, before COVID, the idea was that students get to practice a certain amount in class, but you know, as teachers, we always have not enough time to promote all the language parts of language learning. So the idea is that students would learn remotely at home, do exercise, homework. But now with COVID, we can reverse it, right? We can push out the information and content at any given time, on any device, anywhere, at any time. So let me share my screen again, and I'll show you the teacher screen. So if I log in as a teacher, I see my courses and classes. I have many already set up, but I'm going to go on the course that correlates with the student that I just showed you. And when I open this platform, I'm always prompted with 4 things. Do I want to create activities, organize and assign them, review the student work, or manage my students? So for now, I'm just going to go and organize. I'm going to show you how my content right now is organized. As you saw earlier with the student was enrolled in English, French, German, and Italian. And I see that here because it's green, it's assigned, okay? I do have Spanish as well, an exercise. I could assign this as well. And this is just one way to structure it. It could be structured by listening, by speaking, by writing, by pronunciation. This really depends on the teacher's preferences. But let me also show you now how activities are created. As I said, we have a curriculum already developed by this or based on the CFR standards. But if you create your own exercises, this is how it looks. You take the file, and this was uploaded before. And when you have the file, you're prompted with this activity wizard. And this is what I love about our platform, because it gives so many different variations on how to promote active language teaching. You can make a viewing exercise out of it. You can make writing exercises out of it, open text or Q&A. Then we have multiple quizzes, and this is the awesome part. These 8 different types of quizzes that are available are auto-graded, which means everything is already corrected by the system itself. That's going to be a big time saver for you. We also have the option to have different recording exercises, open recording, segmented recording, continuous recording. 2 of them you saw from a student standpoint. We also offer a video exercise, open recording on continuous. This is really interesting when we want to see the student actually respond in a video form. So we want to see body language, we want to see the mouth and the lips moving for pronunciation or enunciation. So this is a cool feature too. And then here we have the pronunciation exercise. And as I said, there's multiple languages supported as well as 3 types of exercises available. And here you can see we have different type of languages that are supported. So this is really an exciting part. But to show you how quickly I can make an exercise, let's say I want to make an open recording, right? I want to make a speaking exercise. This is a Monday morning prompt. I've given students some tasks, so let's listen.
Hello, students. I know you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you spent a lot of time outdoors, enjoyed nature.
So this is a recording I did. Pretend this is a Monday morning. I want my students to respond. So I will give quick directions. And those could be in Hungarian and any language, so to say. The instructions right here for the students. Please record yourself and talk about your weekend. Minimum 1 minute recording. So something like this, so we know that they're actively practicing their language. And if I want to add a picture, I can actually make it a dual stimuli. I can add another picture in here, maybe about the weekend. In this case, I have this Swiss Alps picture available again. And this is uploading into the platform, and it's going to make a dual stimuli exercise. So I have my image here, I have my audio file, I have my directions for the students, and then I'm going to preview it, and the exercise is done. This is what the students would see. This is what the students would have to work with. And as soon as the exercise is done, this took me less than a minute, I'm going to actually push it over and assign it. So I'm going to just take it, drag it into my Monday morning prompt. It is in my folder, and I can assign it right now, change it to assigned, and now my students have access because, as I said before, this is a cloud-based platform, and I'm going to come back to the student. Yep, just going to refresh, and then you will see actually that the student right now has the Monday morning prompt, and this is the cool part. Right now, you know, I did it on my side as a teacher, but now the student has access again. I'm coming back, and I wanted to show you that this is how easy it is. This is how easy you communicate. And imagine right now the challenges you have. You have particular curriculum that you want to pass on to your students. How do you do that? You send an email? Do you do Google Classroom? Do you do Zoom? But they're all limited and restricted in its use. Here we have a cloud-based platform. I create my exercise, I push it out, and students have instant access.
Oh my God. I just love that. And I have amazing feedback every day when I'm training the schools over the platform and at the webinars we are doing as well. And there are some questions regarding the content. Monica asked about the high level of content, of English content, because right now what you have seen, it is just the content. You can take your own content, what you are using, and pass it to your students. There is a content already developed, and you can combine your own instructions, your own content. Fabian, how we can get the content?
Yes, very good question. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share my screen. I'm just going to show everyone that we have a digital version of the content available. So let me push this over here. Coming back to you, sharing my screen.
And while Fabian is sharing the screen, Mariana is asking about the Russian content. Actually, the content what we provide for the platform is just English, but about the Russian, the platform can speak Russian. So whatever materials you can use, you can just share it with a student. It is not focus specifically on one language. And if I download the content, how it looks like, I love this one.
Yep, so this is our digital version of the content. Basically, it's a handbook for teachers, and this can be in digital form or printed out. And as you can see, we structured our content in a way that this level, this is B2 level, as you can see here, B2 upper intermediate level. It has 6 chapters, and each chapter consists of 3 sections. And so you have a multitude of 18 different sections, and within each section you have particular vocabulary and grammar that is spiraling through. So here we have the 6 chapters with the themes. Here are the 4 individuals that are being followed. And every chapter starts actually with this framework. It shows you what the learning objectives are. It shows you where to find the vocabulary, the grammar, the conversation, the reading, the let's talk, the pronunciation exercises. And then at the very end, there's always a review assessment because we believe fully in reflection. If you don't reflect on language learning, you're not going to get better. So this is kind of like how it works. There's an introduction about Canada. The books are different in content, but the structure and framework is always the same. And I'm going to come back.
Very good. And we are actually in a chat getting to the most important questions right now. When they like, when you see something, what interests you, you are asking about the price. So here is a question from Mariana. How's the pricing, Fabian?
Yes, that is a good question. Since we operate globally, our prices vary. So what I would like you to do is get in contact with our Hungarian host, with Attila, from our Hungarian partner, Alex Butor. And you can get in contact and communicate the different prices. But in a sense, it's cheaper than a workbook for a student. So when you think about how much you spend for an exercise book or a workbook, we work on a subscription basis, an annual subscription basis, and I think it's very affordable compared to the other platforms out there. While our platform is much more complete and much more geared towards actually the language teacher, because our platform is teacher-centric.
Is there a way that teachers can test it before they buy it? They can try it with...
Absolutely. Very good question. And this brings me to the offer. I'm starting the offer right now in the chat. We are offering right now our platform for free until the end of June, just so that teachers get a feel for the platform and can really try to use it and understand the navigation, how intuitive it is for language learning, and even maybe already start using it with their students now that the students are home and you might be struggling trying to get content to them. So do you see the offer actually?
Yep.
Okay, so the easy part is if you click on the blue button, free access, you come to a registration page. There's a little welcome video. Please listen to it and then familiarize a little bit on that page. As I said, this is our contribution to the educational community right now. We're trying to help teachers out there that are struggling. I was a language teacher. As Veronica said, she was a language teacher. Many of our colleagues are language teachers, and we just feel for you. We know how difficult of a situation it is, and you might be thinking right now about ending the school year, but also maybe think about, okay, what am I going to do in the next school year? Because we don't know how long this COVID stays around and how it's going to impact, our teaching and learning.
We got a feedback in the chat right now that Monica is already doing it, like downloading that, registering. Yes, let's do that. Try that. This is amazing way how you can share with your student everything about languages, because if we just practice grammar vocabulary, we are missing something, because the language is about emotion and we need to transfer somehow the emotion, and it is not always easy to do with all these digital stuff and distance learning. So use this amazing communication platform. Fabian, I have one last question for you. What is your ultimate favorite thing about SmartClass Plus Hub, about this platform?
Yeah, that's a difficult question because there's so many. I do love the idea of the students actually having the capability of actively using their language. As I said, I was a language teacher. At times I had 32 students in my classroom and try to teach a language in 45 minutes. You know, how much do students actually speak in the foreign language? And if we don't do the active practice in the foreign language, they're not going to speak. But, you know, it's like brushing teeth. If you brush your teeth once in 4 weeks, are your teeth going to be clean? I mean, no. So the same applies to language learning. We have to make them practice the active language part. And so, as I said, we have pronunciation exercise, we have recording exercises, and video recordings, and all combined. I think that's my favorite part because it encourages the students to actively use their language, and also it really promotes language growth over a fairly short amount of time. So that's kind of like the exciting part. Veronica, do you think we have time to show the auto-graded function? Because I think teachers might be interested to see how it looks from a review standpoint, right? How are we?
Yeah, we didn't cover review, and this is something what I really love. So let's do that because we are good today. We just got only 30 minutes, you know, right now. So we're good.
All right, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to that exercise that it was assigned, okay? So the Monday prompt that I just created as a teacher, I'm going to do from a student standpoint, okay? So here it is. Here's the original. I'm talking about the weekend. I'm going to record myself. Again, students do that at their own pace, in their own comfort of their home. There's no peer pressure, you know, some students talking about others, making fun. This is really something they do individually. So let's try it. My weekend was good. I was playing outside with my kids a lot. The sun was shining, and we were going on a hike and a bike ride. So if I'm done, if I'm happy with it, I can obviously listen to it again. I can erase the recording, but I'm going to submit it because I want to show you how it looks from a teacher standpoint. So I'm done as a student, and I'm going to go back into the teacher app. And this time, I'm not going to look at the structured content here. I'm going to review. I'm going to go into this Monday prompt that my one student completed. And I have access now to all the recordings, and here it is, 11 seconds, so let's listen.
My weekend was good. I was playing outside with my kids a lot.
Okay, I can grade the student now. I can say, okay, that is 80%. I'll save that. Actually, I'm going to give a written feedback. Please record for 1 minute. I'm going to save it. And then I even have the functionality of sending them a voice message. And this is what I love, because if you grade for many students, how easy is it, how long can it get to write actually feedback? Here you can record yourself. So let's do that. Bragi, this was really great, but the instructions said 1 minute recording. So I would like you to be a little bit more detailed about your weekend description. Thank you. Bye now. All right, I'm done. I'm saving it, and I can close it. I can export the recording, but this is one way to review your students and give instant feedback to them. The other exercise was the jumble I wanted to show you, because this is one of the exercises that's auto-graded. So let's go in here. And as you can see, the system already gives me the feedback. And yep, they're all incorrect. So now I have in green the correct sentence underneath. So obviously I know this student didn't spend a lot of time. I again could give them a grade. I can send a recording. Bragi, I would like you to try this exercise again. I think you need to spend more time on it. Make sure you understand everything correctly. All right, I save it. I'm closing out. And this is how easy the students then have access again to the platform. So let me come back. As I said, instant grading through the auto-graded exercises. Me giving feedback in an audio form is much quicker than recording it, uploading it to Google, or sending it via email. I mean, think about the time-saving aspect that you have here with our platform. And I hope this is inspiring and exciting for you to see what we can do with our platform, and that we really have always the teacher in mind when we develop new things or when we design our platform and how we make it better and improve it over time.
Mm-hmm. This is amazing. This is so amazing. The time I'm saving, I have great feedbacks from teachers. And you know, the teaching becomes really like mentoring, because every student got their own feedback very quickly. They feel that teacher is really communicating with them and through this messaging. I love that. Guys, in the chat, I'm right now posting the email address, webinars@robotel.com. If you have any questions, please use this email address, save this email address right now. If you have any questions, you need help, support with the RoboTell trial, or just say hello, or share with us how was it, what is your impression from platform, or just from these webinars, or you can just really only say hello to Veronica and Fabian. So use this email address, webinars@robotel.com.
Veronica, what I would like to do is I'm going to post actually the email address of our Hungarian partner in here. So if someone would like to learn more, they can contact Attila immediately. And Attila, you can write something in Hungarian at the end too. But one more thing that I wanted to mention, being a teacher myself and having taught with technology over the 11 last years, really make me understand the process of teaching with technology. I've used over 27 different platforms over those 11 years. And
You're the crazy one. You're the crazy one.
I know. But I understand that there's a learning curve when we teach with technology, and that's why I wanted to make sure that you understand we're here at RoboTell. We have an onboarding process. We have an educational support team that's ready to help you alongside. We have Veronica in the Czech Republic, so in the same time zone, that will be happy and available to train you. So know that you're not alone when you're trying out our platform or using it or considering using it in your classroom. And with that, I thank you very much for your time, and I'll leave the last word to Veronica.
Thank you so much, Fabian. Thank you for having you here and being here for us and for everybody. After this webinar, you're going to receive a link with the webinar, with the recording. You can replay it. If you have more questions, there's going to be a contact. If you wanted to review something, you can, or just feel free to share this webinar recording with your colleagues. If you like something, share it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
I know.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye now.